story of this. David is on the run, hiding from King Saul, and he makes up a job. He says, I'll watch this man Nabal's flock. He's got 3,000 sheep, 3,000 goats. David guards them with his mighty men. They form a perimeter. For the first time, none of the sheep got stolen. None got eaten by a bear or a wolf. David's there in the frost. He's there in the heat. He's shepherding these sheep. And the time would come when they'd throw a feast and they would fleece all those sheep. And so with David, he says, hey, I'll send a couple of my servants, and finally this wealthy man is going to pay us. Yeah. And the wealthy man, Nabal was his name, says, listen, I'm not paying this guy. I don't know him. I didn't hire him. I don't know David, some vagabond, homeless guy wants to watch my sheep. I'm not giving him nothing. And when David's servants heard that, they came back to David, and they told him the report. David was furious. He says, how dare that man? I will slaughter every man in that house. I'll kill his servants. I'll burn his house to the ground. I'll wipe him off the face of the earth. And he had some 600 soldiers with him. He said, everybody, we're going to war. Get your swords. Get your spears. Get your arrows. Get ready for a slaughter. You don't talk about me like that. I worked hard for a year. We'll see what happens. Yeah. But Nabal, this wicked man, had a wife who was beautiful and intelligent and kind. And when she heard what happened, right away, she got some donkeys loaded with grains and breads and foods and wines. And she hustled out there. And as David is on the warpath, Abigail, her name, she comes and intercepts him and says, David, I know who you are. You're anointed to be the king. God has a great calling on your life, David. Don't do this. Don't massacre this foolish man. My husband's an idiot. Everybody knows he's an idiot. But David, I have sons, I have nieces and nephews, and I love my servants. Please, David, don't wipe us out. And David was moved with compassion because of the intercession of Abigail. He says, okay, I'll receive your gifts, and it's good. When she got back, her husband was already drunk. In the morning, she told him what she had done, and he got so angry at her, he had a heart attack. 10 days later, he died. After he died, Abigail goes back to the wilderness and says, hey, David, you're kind of cute, you know that? David says, hey, you know, you're kind of cute yourself. Well, how about me and you get married? All right, let's get married. Let's do this thing. They get married, and David gets to live in this estate. And all those flocks that he was going to massacre are now his. Wow. All those servants he was going to slaughter are now his servants. Wow. Imagine all the bridges we've burned that could have blessed us. Imagine all the times we were cruel when we could have been kind, and we slammed the door on God's blessing. If you are kind, you're kind to yourself. And you realize, I value my soul. I value salvation. I value this inner sanctuary. I like the word kind, and I don't like the word nice. I've